And we're live.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to building your wellness brand within your community. If you're wondering why I'm hesitating, I'm actually publishing this live event to all the VIP apps, which is apropos considering we're going to be talking about apps today. So it's perfectly ready to go now, and I'm catching up. So today, building your wellness brand within your community. Let me shut that down. Today's episode is brought to you by Epic Consulting, making sure your electronic presence is all it needs to be. And Community Wellness Day, every great opportunity begins with the first step. Take that step with Community Wellness Day. And the system, the official marketing program of healthcare professionals everywhere, and the VIP app, which is the only application that allows you to bring your live Google Hangouts just like this one to the desktop, iPhone, and iPad of everyone that's following you. And a good number of you people, hundreds, maybe over 1,000 right now, are watching this live inside a VIP app. The desktop version, there is actually an iPhone and an iPad version. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Randi in a second, and then she can introduce our special guest. But let me tell you a little bit of something about our special guest first, and then I'll go ahead and throw it over to Dr. Randi. Number one, our special guest is a brain-based marketing expert. A brain-based marketing allows you to take your marketing to a new level and allow you to get people to think of other ways to bring things to your audience that makes them think much differently than the standard reward marketing. Reward marketing being, let me give you a discount, that's reward marketing. And research has shown that when you do brain-based marketing, you're much more appealing to someone's cortex, which is their sense of self rather than their sense of reward. And sense of self always takes precedent over sense of reward. That means if you could get something that someone identifies with, there's a much greater likelihood that they will become patients, customers, or clients of yours than if you just give them reward marketing. So, for example, if you're in the healthcare business and you decide that instead of explaining to them the value of your care, you instead offer them a 1995 examination, that's reward marketing. And as soon as somebody comes along and offers them value regarding the reason that they should see them, they would dominate you, and they would blow you out of the water. So reward marketing is the easiest for people to do, but the least effective. With that said, let me turn it over to my co-host, Dr. Randi Ross.
Well, thank you, Dr. Allen, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're watching this not in a VIP app, please let us know where you're hanging out from in the comment box, and feel free to put any questions in there. I'm hanging out from the Jersey Shore, and Dr. Allen joins us from the beautiful Berkshire Mountains. Well, I feel like we should have had one of those slides that was like, you know, the silhouette of the secret guest. But our special guest today is someone that always has a very unique perspective. And they bring something to the marketing table that can't be found anywhere else. And that's why I thought it was so important to include this as we've been in this series, and we're talking about the different technologies that can really help you achieve this level of community success that we're always teaching you about. So we always want to give you, you know, the latest tools, the best tools, the things that are going to support all of your efforts so you get that maximum exposure that you're looking for. So today's special guest, if you haven't already figured it out, is our very own Dr. Allen. And even though I don't have any kind of official bio of him, I could tell you he's been in the healthcare industry for over 30 plus years. He has many, many degrees. He had multiple successful chiropractic offices. He has advanced diplomates in neurology and other subspecialties of the chiropractic profession. He is one of the best and most well-known faces on Google Hangouts. He probably has attended more Google Hangouts than anyone else in the world, and I challenge anyone to challenge that. And many years ago, Dr. Allen created something that is now called a VIP app. And what's really unique about this is, we're always taught to, get people to show up at our events. And that's a challenge because people are kind of being bombarded from all directions these days, whether it's a webinar, if anyone's still using teleseminars, even hangouts. You're invited to so many things, and you have to make that choice of where you're going to go. The beauty of the technology that Dr. Allen has created allows you to show up all the time, and that's really the genius of it. And for those of you that are watching this in an app, you know how that works. You don't have to remember to log in. You don't have to log in. Matter of fact, when Dr. Allen started talking and announcing our sponsors, my VIP app started popping up on my computer and actually popped up on my iPhone as well. So the idea is that what you have to recognize in any business, if you're in healthcare, if you're a realtor, if you're a restaurateur, your target audience is changing how they receive messages. And if you're someone that wants to continue to be successful, now is the time to recognize that you need to adjust and adapt to that, and be an early adopter of this technology that can really make you stand out. So without any further ado, I am going to turn it over to my dear friend and colleague to tell us all about why everyone needs to have their own app, Dr. Allen Weinstein.
Well, thanks, Dr. Randi. I appreciate that great introduction. I couldn't have done better myself, and I do thank you for hitting all those high points. But I'm going to really start out by doing another screen share because I want to talk about trends, because trends, I think, are really important based on the introduction you gave. So let's look at what's going on in the trends that have transpired in the last, let's say, 5 or 10 years that made us decide to look at building an application that allows you to get to your audience whenever you want, that can't be stopped. So if we take a look at the first picture here on the left, we actually see the trend of film going to a disc. And one of the things we know is that Kodak did not believe that people would look at pictures on a computer of any kind, and instead of keeping up with the trend, they decided to keep selling film and let other people dominate that market. And if you follow what's going on in the world, Kodak is pretty much a company that's out of business because everyone keeps their photos online, on the cloud, on their iPhone, whatever it is. And in fact, we see that in the whole photography industry because the most used cameras now are built into your smartphone, so the camera industry has suffered greatly. We saw Apple do the same thing. At one time, years ago, the Walkman, which was built by Sony, they owned that space for personal music players. Apple came along with the iPod and totally took over that market, and Sony is not even a player anymore in the television market, talking about trends. Then there was Blockbuster Video. They opened on every corner, and everyone, of course, used to go to Blockbuster, but Netflix saw that there was a market to be able to get videos without having to leave your home and not have to pay late fees. And they also were smart enough, Netflix, to go to streaming video, so you don't even have to wait for that in the post office. Where's Blockbuster today? Well, they're pretty much history. If we look at the Yellow Pages, when I first started practicing 30 years ago, there was no internet, no email, and then all of a sudden we had Google. And whoever uses a Yellow Page book anymore, they're pretty much defunct. And Yellow Pages is trying to convince people to build a Yellow Page website on the internet. Again, another trend. Then we had books, and of course then Amazon came out with the Kindle. And as we know, books have gone, bookstores are pretty much out of business thanks to the Kindle and Amazon. Newspapers, most newspapers, magazines, are read on devices like the iPad or the iPhone tablets, and pretty much subscription rates to newspapers are pretty much in the toilet. And then we have email, and of course email at one time was so exciting for all of us. Email, you've got mail. They even made a stupid film about that, if you remember. I don't even remember who was in it, Tom Hanks and somebody else.
And Meg Ryan.
And Meg Ryan. It was one of those romantic comedies for those people that are like romantic comedies. But ultimately what happened is email became so overwhelmed that when Facebook came about, everyone thought that was going to save the challenge of email problems in terms of people would be communicating on Facebook, of which they do, but it only added to the noise and congestion. And now you could hardly ever get seen on Facebook because you don't show up in the news feed. These slides are a little out of order. We know that the U.S. Post Office, which has figured out a way to lose billions of dollars and stay in business, was replaced by email. When we look at websites, if you have a website, understand that you have about 3 seconds if someone ever comes to your website to get their attention. Then they leave and they never come back because they want to be on the social media networks. And in reality, when you look at that, most people that build websites still are stuck 15 years ago thinking that you should put a lot of time, energy, and money into your website, which you shouldn't. And lastly, we go to today, which is email and social media being replaced by applications, in our case, the VIP app. So I wanted to show you that, to see that. I also wanted to show you, let me go to one other screen share, Dr. Randi, while I'm doing this. Let me just find out where I am here. I apologize. Let me just, I have a lot of stuff that yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So let me go back to my download screen, little question. Let me bring myself back from the screen share, and then let me go back to screen share. Yeah, I'm going to show you this statistic right here. And in this one here, tell me if you see my screen at all.
We do.
Okay. Right now in the App Store, they've reached 25 billion downloads, and now there's 1 billion downloads a month of people that are downloading things. So if you don't have an application, an iPhone app, an iPad app, an Android app, if you don't have an app, you basically are pretty much out of business in people's minds. Think about this. Your bank has an app. Starbucks, if you drink coffee, has an app. Almost every restaurant now has an app. The list goes on and on and on. You must have an application, your own app in the iPhone, in the App Store, so that people can go ahead and stay in touch with you. I'm looking for one more thing here I want to show you about that, and that is something I brought up. Okay, so I know where it is. It's on this page. And I'll give you this, and then I'll let you ask me questions.
Sure.
And I put together a list of 17 reasons you need to have your own app. Number one, you can provide content that adds value to people's lives in a way they want to receive it. In other words, people love apps. They're addicted to apps. They download them like crazy. And if you provide them content that they see as value to themselves, they're going to always want to keep your app. Number two, you can become part of a person's daily life and become indispensable if you're providing good quality information in the app. You could drive traffic to your own website, your store, bricks and mortar, your blog, any way you want with an app. You could put links built into that app, especially in the VIP app, that'll take them to a website or your blog or anything else that you have. You can announce offers and special programs to anyone that has your app. You could bring your events like we're doing right now to all the people that have your app. There are people now, close to 2,000 right now, that are watching this live event on the desktop version of our app. We have a desktop version, we have an iPad version, and an iPhone version, and the Android's on its way. You could differentiate yourself from your competition, and especially in the healthcare world, and the reason for that is that all the health apps that are available are what I call personal apps. Put in your height, your weight, your pulse rate, blood pressure, and you could track things that you're doing. However, nobody before the VIP app has developed a way to educate people in a way to make them lifelong patients, customers, or clients of yours, except for our app, the VIP app, which is the one that we're using today. You could deliver your content and functionality that are location-based and time-sensitive. In other words, you could pop up an app on their iPhone, their iPad, their desktop with something that's going on right now and bring them that information. You could always use one touch or slide from their phone. You could always be just one touch. So what happens is every time you put out something, content in your app, on their phone, on their desktop, on their iPad, it'll notify them immediately. They just have to slide one thing over, click on the app, and there you are. It gets you better engagement, creates better brand loyalty, which is why every business wants an app. You can grow your business much faster than on the internet. The reason is that most of the ways you have to drive traffic to the internet is through search or email. When someone has your app from your app store, you don't have to hope that they find you. You're going to pop it up on their app, so they're always going to be there. You have better long-term growth potential because if you're producing good content, they, as I said, will keep your app and keep engaging with it. You get to put your brand on your customers' phones. Obviously, it'll say what your business name is, who you are. Your business is provided with great feedback. In other words, you can engage with the app. In our apps, we have a way for them to email you whenever they're actually watching a live event like this one, or they want to just send you something. I could show you that in a minute. You will drive more revenue and ultimately more profits. And our apps are co-brandable, so you can actually sell advertising space on the VIP app, charge people for that, or generate links for affiliate relationships you have and generate profits that way. The content's easy to share between mobile users, and mobile users will share your app with their friends so that your app will get more viral exposure. And you can reduce costs to your business because it is all animated. So those are the 17 reasons we recommend that people get the iPhone, iPad, and desktop versions of the VIP app. Let me turn it back over to you, Rand. I have a lot more stuff, but let me get any questions that you have first.
Yeah, we actually had a couple of questions come through. But the one thing that, you know, as someone that uses a lot of technology, but the reason why I do and why I love the app is, in my mind as a small business person, if I could do something either similar or even better, I feel in this case, that a company like Apple does, or Microsoft, or Bank of America, or any of these huge corporations that none of us would ever have the opportunity to utilize the same technologies and services they have to deliver to our customers, patients, clients, whatever is appropriate terminology, this is what you have to think about. So one of the questions that came through, Dr. Allen, is I think that if you could clarify for us, what's the difference between, you know, me just going to an ad on my iPhone that says, hey, build your own app for free, and what the VIP app does? I think that's an important distinction for people to understand, especially those of us that may not be so tech savvy.
Okay, well, first of all, you got to realize there are different types of apps, and the app itself, the primary difference is this, is that the VIP app is designed for you to communicate with really sort of education, bringing live Google Hangouts, teaching people, giving tips, videos, whatever it is, where most of those apps that you build are individually based apps. Those apps are for people to engage only with the app itself, where our app is really designed for you to be able to engage one-on-many rather than one-on-one. So most apps are utility apps. They give you something that you could use, that someone, if they download your app, could use to engage pretty much with themselves, where ours is really the ability to engage you with an unlimited population, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, and that really is the difference between apps. The other thing is that realize that, and a lot of people don't understand this, is that most people think that most people engage mostly on iPhones and iPads, and I'm going to show you a little statistic here to talk about that, because this is really pretty interesting, and why we make 3 apps together, so that you have a desktop version, an iPhone, and an iPad version. And here is, this is from 4th quarter 2013. These are the number of people that watch video on their smartphone, tablet, and desktop, and still to this day, most people watch video on a desktop computer. You can see how it's growing, and the estimate is for it to keep growing. Now, even though if you look at the left here, you see 2013, a very small number of people actually watched videos on their smartphone and their tablet compared to the desktop. The blue box is desktop. Notice in 2014, the desktop still dominates. 2015, 16, and it doesn't start to balance out until 2017. So we designed our app that when you publish your content in it, it will go to all three devices at exactly the same time. As a consequence of that, what that means is you only have to put your content one place and it shows up everywhere. So that's point number one. Point number two, I want to show you this. Blow this up a little bit for you, if it will. Let me just see. Hold on one second here. This is the one I wanted to show you. Let me blow that up and see if it gets a little bigger and make it easier for you to see. Can you see this on our screen?
Yeah, you can't really read the. Oh, now that's better. Yeah, you can see the text now on the left.
Let me make it a little wider like that and see if that helps also.
Yep, that's good.
Okay, well, realize this. This is one of the latest reports. I think that covers it, right? You get it.
Yep.
This is the number of people that are engaged in business, and it was found out in the latest research, 2013 fourth quarter, that most of the executives in Fortune 500 companies do most of their watching of video on their computer online. They don't do it in smartphones, and they don't do it in tablets, even though everyone thinks they do. Another very interesting thing, and the reason I'm relating this to business is because I want you to realize that of the top business executives, only 22% have ever subscribed as a follower to receive tweets. So if you think Twitter is going to be your solution to getting in front of people to grow your business, realize that other businesses, especially if you're in the healthcare business, where you're looking to build relationships in your community, which is what our show is about, realize if you're going to try to do that through tweets, only 22% of businesses actually even follow anyone on Twitter. 24% of executives have ever posted a video on YouTube. 24% have sent their own tweet. Only 24% have created their own Facebook page. Only 25% have watched YouTube videos, yet video is the most accepted way for corporate executives to want to get information. They want to watch video. It's the main form for them. 59% like to watch online video, but they don't watch it on the ways that most people want you to believe they do, which is in Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitter or on any of those other social media. So if you have an application that allows you to bring a video to their desktop, well, you literally have the greatest likelihood of getting in front of that audience. Nothing is more powerful than the VIP app. And realize live online video, which is what we're doing now, is the most powerful form. So if you can combine the best live online video, which is Google Hangout, which is what we're doing every week, and deliver it in a way that can't be stopped, which is the VIP app, you literally dominate in the video market, which is why we created the VIP app in the first place.
Dr. Allen, could you show us what a VIP app looks like, and then even, I don't know if you can do this in a screen share, but just show us how simple it is, because people are always, I actually just trained an intern on this, and after I showed it to him, he's like, that's it? And I was like, that's it, You choose what the source is. Are you putting in a text? Are you putting in an audio? Are you putting in a video? You put the link in, and you're done. And he was just amazed at how user friendly that was.
Well, let me show you this screen share. If you need me to make this bigger, let me know. I can make this a little bit bigger. Let me zoom in a little bit. I want to show you one. Let's go to 200%. So here you're looking at, in this picture here, you're looking at on the upper left what the VIP app looks like on an iPad. It literally is exactly what you're seeing here. It's this video. This is from a live hangout that Alex Mandozian does. To the upper right is what it's going to look like on an iPhone when it pops up, and it is live. And then here it's on a Macintosh computer in Apple. It pops up automatically like that. And then this one over here is on a Windows thing. So it literally just pops up with the video in place. Now I'm going to open up one more for you if you give me a second, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. And let me just do that quickly for you. And let me go to Let me open this one here. Now it's going to slow down. This is going to slow down a little bit my, I'm going to actually change my, here we go. I'm going to pull this up on the screen share. Again, so let me bring myself back for a second, and then, good. Let me go back to my screen share, and now here we have a VIP app. And let me know if you see that on the screen at all.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so here's the VIP app, and number one, the VIP app, when it pops up, it's totally branded for you across the top. So it would have your business name and your business tagline. Here's the window where the video would play. And I don't know what will happen if I do this, but I'm going to hit the play button. And it might distort my link, but what you're going to see is, and I don't know what, this is our live hangout. In other words, this is the actual hangout you're watching right now live inside the VIP app.
Yep, just with probably about a 15-second delay.
That's right. I can't help the sound delay, but you're right.
No,
so,
that's perfect.
That's right. And of course, you can make it go full screen by clicking on the little full screen emblem. I'll do that. And let me see if that, do you see it full screen?
I don't think we're going to see that. It just shows you clicking on it. Because I think that
but it'll go full screen, of course. It does that. Then it also has down here, as you can see, it says click to learn more. And that literally allows us to send anyone to a website, any link, a web page, an affiliate link. That could be a customer that is paying you to rent space. That's our co-brand space. You have that. It literally has, I don't know if you'll see this or not, if I click on the telephone, do you see that it pops up a phone number?
It's not showing the number. It says display number, but I could tell everyone what happens is across the entire center of the screen in giant numbers, your phone number pops up.
That's right, so they can contact you. If someone clicks on the email icon, it has its own email program. They don't have to open up their own email. They can actually go ahead and do that. It'll take them to your website. It stores 5 previous messages on the desktop version and unlimited number on the iPhone and iPad. So everything you've ever pushed out in content is archived in the iPhone and the iPad version. It has a built-in search box, so they could type in a search term and go right to your website to see that. So that's what it looks like on the front. And as far as on the back end, I'm going to do another screen share and show you the back end to show you how simple it is. So let me bring myself back here.
And while you do that, Dr. Allen, let me just say, just think of, as a business owner, what you're going to feel like when you tell people, I have my own app. And when they download this, and it's so professional and it's so unique and it's not like anything else they've ever seen. So, you know, I can tell you when you're looking for ways to stand out in your community, this by far is probably one of the greatest you'll ever find.
You know, and one other thing I want to say, which people don't realize, that apps cost thousands of dollars, and some of them cost tens of thousands of dollars. iPhone, iPad, and desktop. I won't tell you how much we put into our desktop app, but I will tell you that if you're going to ever build your own app and build one of the quality to really help you build your business, co-brand it and everything else, do live events in it, if you ever do that on your own, you're going to have to find an expert programming team. You're going to literally spend tens of thousands of dollars. We're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars on our app already to bring it to you. But what we've learned in building an app is something that no one's ever done before, and we've learned how to build these apps on an assembly line so that we could build an app for you automated and keep the price down ridiculously low. I mean, literally much lower than you could ever imagine, and we could talk about that another time. But here's the back office when you log in, and I'm in the back office of Dr. Randi's app, which this one is the one that's we use for our live hangouts. And what happens is when you log in, you wind up on the dashboard. Let me just do that for you really quickly. I'll go to the dashboard, and then you just have to decide, oh, let me add this message. I add a message. I'm actually going to show you the message that's playing right now, the one that we're using today. All we did was place the title in it. We chose video. It could be video, audio, text, anything. Put the YouTube link that you get from Hangouts, and we hit publish. And what happened was, and I'll bring it up one more time. I don't know if you'll see this or not. Do you actually see this window popping up?
Yep, we do.
Yeah, and in here right now, if I hit play, is our live Hangout. It will. Then you just have to decide, oh, let me add this message. I add a message. And it literally goes ahead and your live event is in there. And that's as simple as it is to put content in your app. No matter what it is, it's a click. If you could send email, this is much less complicated. And it will literally do video, audio, images, text, links, whatever it is.
Dr. Allen, just hit that video drop-down screen just so they can see all the options of
I don't. Will it pop that up? Is it popping that up?
You didn't. There you go. Hit that just so. I don't know. Did you hit it?
I did, so I'm not sure.
Okay. So just so everybody knows, there's a drop down there, and it gives you a choice of about 10 different options, from text to video to audio to
exactly right.
welcome messages, and I don't know, he's got a whole bunch of stuff in there that you can choose from. And this is how easy it is. And one of the beauties of it you didn't mention is, as a business owner, you can go in there and you can schedule these things out as long as you want. So if you want to go ahead and schedule a particular message, like we do use these for our Community Wellness Day trainings. And actually, one of my interns went in there the other day, and they scheduled our whole season of reminders that new trainings have posted.
Here it is. You can see it right now.
Yeah. So that's also the beauty of this, is it's very automated. It's very user friendly, and we don't have to remember to send messages, and I don't have to worry, are they opening my emails or are they getting my emails? Everyone that works with me knows, have the VIP app downloaded to either your computers or your iPhone, because that's how we communicate, and they never miss a message.
And remember, the open rate of email is maybe 11%. The click-through rate is 2-point-something%, which means for every 100 people you send an email to, 11 of them might open it, and of that 11, only 2 or so will click on it. Our open rate on the apps are 100%. Everyone that has an app, the app will deliver the message, guaranteed, so you get totally above the noise. Which is really amazing. But really, more importantly, in this day and age, like Dr. Randi said, if you can't say to somebody, oh, go to the App Store and download the app, my app for your business, that's highly impressive, because they got everyone else's app. Why would you not want to have your app? If you don't have an app is more important than your website. An app is more important than social media in terms of being able to get in front of your audience. Not that you don't need those things, you do, but nothing's more impressive, nothing more important. And with the VIP app, you have a triple threat: the desktop version, the iPhone version, the iPad, and by going ahead and just loading that content one place in the back office, it goes everywhere. And of course, you could do live events just like this one. And the cost of admission is ridiculously low. I mean, literally, you can have an app for literally less than $1,000, less than $600 actually, instead of building one yourself and spending $5,000, $10,000 and being able to communicate with your business. It's a great investment, and people want your app. It's one of the things where they don't want your email. They can't get most of your stuff on Facebook, but they do want your app, and that's why there's a billion apps downloaded every month. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's a really crazy statistic.
Crazy statistic.
To think that, but that's here it is. Doesn't I think like in real estate they say the market sets the price when you're selling a house, and I think in any business the consumers are telling you what they want. If there's a billion of anything going on that you could tap into it and have an opportunity to do it where you didn't have an opportunity a few years ago, because most, or I would say no small business person is going to go through what you went through to build this application and to constantly be updating it and improving it and all. That's a whole business all by itself. So, small business people are not going to do this, but that's the beauty of technology today. And all the things we've brought you over the last few weeks gives you the opportunity to be ahead of the curve, to really be that early adopter of technology that's going to help you grow your business. I think it's crazy for anyone not to at least reach out and say, let me find out more about that. Let me see how I can use that. And everything we've shown you over the last few weeks, it doesn't matter what specialty you are, what kind of practitioner you are or business person, everything we've shown you, everyone can benefit from, and everyone needs to be doing. And I think a really important point that Dr. Allen mentioned that a lot of us get lost in is thinking that, you know, we have to spend so much time on our website when, as Dr. Allen shared with you, most people spend 3 to 6 seconds on your website. And I know you don't want to hear that. And there are people out there telling you can build your business on Facebook. There might be a few of those. I'm not going to dispute it, but it's the very, very, very small majority. So you need to take advantage of these tools. You need to at least do yourself the justice of looking at them. So, you know, you can contact me or you can contact Dr. Allen, and you really need to take a look at this because, you know, again, this is a tool we've been using exclusively with our members for I don't even know how many years now, maybe about 3-4 years, maybe a little bit more than that. So we're going to start to tie it up unless, Dr. Allen, was there something else that you wanted to share? Or so you're bringing up another screen?
Well, I did, and what I wanted to say was, imagine that you know, if you ever go to a restaurant, you see people with their smartphones everywhere. Imagine all of a sudden that someone that has your app on their smartphone or their iPad, you pop up and you send them, let's say, your video blog. Let's talk about health because this is a health business, and you give them a great tip, a health tip, and they're sitting there with a group of people, and you could say, "Oh wow, check out this video I just got from my doctor, from my, you know, whatever health business you're in, my personal trainer, my chiropractor, whatever it is, on this subject," and the video's a minute or 2 minutes. They're going to share that, and that person's going to immediately say, "Where'd you get that app?" And you're going to say, "Go to the App Store and download my doctor's app," or whatever, you know, it is. And they're going to literally, someone you don't even know, who's not even a patient or client of yours, is going to go and download your app on their phone, and you're going to pop up on their phone going forward. And when that happens, it's only a matter of time before they're getting in touch with you, and they're literally a client, customer, or patient. It's literally the cost of admission to, you know, when you talk of what's the cost of acquisition? Well, the cost of acquisition when you have your own iPhone, iPad, and desktop app is hardly anything per acquisition. It's nothing because we already did the heavy lifting. We invested almost $300,000 to build this for you, and you can get it somewhere in the neighborhood on a yearly basis of only about $500 or $600. So something definitely for you to consider.
All right. Well, while Dr. Allen brings up the slides to close this out, I just want to thank Dr. Allen for sharing that with us. You know, we use this tool all the time, and sometimes we forget to mention, you know, how important it is. And you know, we just couldn't. I didn't feel like it was right to move forward with any more of our technologies before we introduced this to you. So please, you know, we're here to share this stuff with you because we know it works. It's time tested. It's so simple. I'm telling you, when Dr. Allen said it's easier than sending an email, it is literally easier than sending an email. And to me, the fact that we can program stuff, and I could kind of, you know, what do you call it, set it and forget it kind of thing. I think they do that on that cooking commercial. You set it and forget it. That's what we do with this stuff. And then we go in there and do whatever intermittent things we have. But it's, out of all the technologies I use, it's probably the simplest thing that I use and gets me the most recognition. So we're going to turn it back over to Dr. Allen. Let me just take 1 minute. We've gotten like flooded with information. Community Wellness Day planning has started. The kind of things we share with you here, the trainings we've done, we take that all and we like kind of put it on steroids for you to make sure you're growing your business. Hold your hand every step of the way. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to think about anything. And you literally have the opportunity to double your business in the next few months. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Allen to close us out for today.
Cool. Well, you've been listening to Building Your Wellness Brand Within Your Community. I'm Dr. Alan Weinstein. Today's episode was brought to you by Epic Consulting, making sure your electronic presence is all it needs to be. Community Wellness Day, every great opportunity begins with the first step. Take that step with Community Wellness Day. The system, the official marketing program of healthcare practitioners everywhere, and the VIP app, the only application that allows you to bring your live hangouts just like this one to the iPhone, the iPad, and the desktop of all the people that have you in their circles. And remember, on behalf of myself, Dr. Alan Weinstein, and my co-host, Dr. Randi Ross, make sure you start using your brain. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.